Hi everyone, today I'm going to show you how to fold this origami dragon. This is something that I designed in the summer. And yeah, it looks very similar to Joe Nakashima's dragon, but it's folded completely differently, and I think it's pretty fun to fold. So yeah, with that being said, grab some paper and let's get folding. Alright, so for a model this size, I'm going to use a 6-inch square. This model is medium level complexity, so not too easy, not too hard. Alright, so we're going to start this model white side up, and let's valley fold diagonally in half. Alright, now we're actually going to do something that I don't think I've seen anywhere. We're going to bring this point roughly over here, and make it so that this point touches this point. And we just have to fiddle with the folds until this point reaches the edge, and this point matches with here, so that they're both even. Like, you don't want it like this to overhang too much. You want it to be right up against this edge. Alright, so I'd say that's pretty good, and then now we can flatten completely. Alright, now let's take these two flaps and valley fold them down together. Actually, let's just fold one down this way, and let's turn over and valley fold the other one. Alright, now let's unfold this one, and we're going to make a fold between this point and this point. So take this edge and just valley fold down. Alright, and then now we should have this. So yeah, let's turn it this way. And now we're going to bring this edge up to this crease here. So let's valley fold like that. And let's valley fold again on this existing crease. And then let's take this edge and bring it down to the center line. Alright, now let's unfold, and let's bring this point up to this point. But we're not going to fold all the way. We're just going to fold up to this point here. And then we're going to rabbit ear and make sure it comes to a nice point at this end. And then over here, we're just going to reverse fold this inside so that this edge aligns with the center crease. And reverse fold so that it comes to a nice point here. And then we can close the model back up. Alright, now let's valley fold this back here. And we're going to bring this edge up to this edge. And unfold, and then bring this edge up to this edge. And then we're going to rabbit ear the flap. And then let's collapse it to the right. And then let's rotate, and we're going to repeat on this flap. So let's just rabbit ear it. Alright, and now we want to make a fold connecting this point and this point. So let's valley fold kind of in half here, and then just make sure the points connect, and fold all the way down. Alright, now let's bring this edge up to this edge, and let's unfold, and let's reverse fold on that existing crease. And let's unfold everything except for the diagonal. And there are our pre-creases for the model. Alright, now we're going to recollapse these creases in a bit of a different way. So let's open up here, and let's squash fold, but not all the way, only until the existing creases. We're not going here. And then we're going to petal fold these in. and valley fold down. Just going to take a moment to make sure all these creases are nice and sharp. Alright, now let's fold this up. And let's fold this crease up. And let's make the rabbit ear again. And let's do the same on this side, just remaking the rabbit ear in line with the other one. And then we're going to open up this middle pocket to this crease. It's going to go along this crease. And we want to open this up here and squash fold down, but again, not all the way, only until the existing crease. And then we're going to reverse fold this in and reverse fold this in and valley fold up. And make sure this comes to a nice point. I'll just fix that right now. Alright, and then make sure the layers are nice and even. And now our model should look like this. Alright, now let's turn over and finish off the last of the existing creases. So let's open up this pocket. And let's squash fold down, only on this top bit. And then we're going to push these sides in and collapse it this way. So now we have this tiny flap. Now we're going to open in here and push this down. And then we're going to reverse fold these sides in, all on existing creases once again. Alright, and then if we look at it from all around, this is what our dragon base will look like. Alright, now what we're going to do is we're going to first start working on the wings. So let's take these flaps and bring them to the right actually. And then let's valley fold in half. Okay, actually never mind, bring these flaps back to the left. Alright, now we're going to open up here. We're going to make a valley fold, bringing this edge up to this edge, like that, so that the crease and the edge align. And we're not going to fold all the way, we're just going to fold until this middle point here. Then let's do the same here. Let's bring this edge and this crease together. Again, only folding up to this middle point. And then let's fold them both together. And let's bring this crease to the left. So it should look like that. And then what we're going to do now is actually bring this edge to this center line here. And it's going to be a squash fold that goes all the way to the end. Alright, and then now let's fold this bit down so that it aligns with the edge behind. And then just squash fold this rest bit just until the very end. Like that. Alright, now we're going to do the same on this side. So let's turn over and let's make a crease, edge to crease. Then same on this side. And then let's rabbit ear and make sure this point matches with this point. Alright, and now again we're going to bring this edge down to the center line. And this is a squash fold. So we're going to have this bit here. And you can just squash it down all the way to the edge. Alright, and then now on this smaller bit, we're going to valley fold up just the tiniest little bit so it's more or less in line with this back edge. And then with this excess paper, one sec. There we go. Any of this excess paper that doesn't lie flat, we're just going to valley fold very thinly this way. And then this one came a bit undone, so we can remake that. Alright, so these will be the wings. And now let me just fix this up a little bit. Alright, now we're going to fold this over this way. Alright, this is a bit messy, but don't worry about it, it'll be covered. But we can fix it up maybe a tiny bit. Yeah, that's a bit better. And then let's bring this edge down to this crease here. And then let's reverse fold this bit inside, connecting the two points, and just valley fold down. So we just did kind of like a rabbit ear right here. And then let's do the same on this side. Alright, now we have this little corner here, and we can just valley fold that in, like that. And then let's do the same here. There we go, now it's just a little bit cleaner there. And I guess, yeah, we can start working on the tail right now. So let's open up here, and we're just going to take this whole edge. Take this whole edge and valley fold it to the center line. Alright, and then let's fold this back in. And this is just to thin out the tail a little bit. And then let's go to this last edge here and do the same thing, valley fold in. Alright, and we can just fix up the legs a little bit. And our model should look like this. Alright, now let's work on the upper legs, or I guess you could call them the hands. So let's mountain fold this rather, about there. There's no real reference to this. And then we're going to crimp it out. And it doesn't end at this point, but just a little bit beyond. Something like that. And then let's valley fold this over on the crease. Make sure this pleat doesn't fall out of place when you're doing this, because that can happen. And then we're just going to rabbit ear this. Make sure it comes to a nice point at the end. And then let's rabbit ear this downwards. Alright, and then let's turn over and let's repeat. Alright, and then now let's work a little bit on the head. So what you want to do is open here just a little bit. Actually, never mind, we don't have to open. You just hold it like this and push it in a tiny bit. And we want to form this little squash in the middle here, kind of like that. And then crimp it down a little bit. You can get at it from this angle so that the head goes a little bit downwards. And then what we want to do is fold this inside to make the neck a little bit thinner. And you're going to fold this a little bit too. And try to make it kind of align gracefully with the tail. And then do the same here. We're just going to fold this down, trying to keep it in line with the other side of the neck. And then make sure you fold this tiny little bit down as well. And then we can reverse fold this point inwards to finish off the head. Alright, and then now for the legs, let's reverse fold and then valley fold out, so kind of crimp the legs a little bit. And then just do the same for this one, just crimp it to the same height as the other one. Alright, now I'll turn to this side, and let's focus a bit on the tail. I'm just going to fold this in just to make it a bit cleaner. And yeah, for the tail, we're going to open this up evenly, and we're going to crimp 2 times. So let's do one up here. And yeah, there's no reference for these, just crimp it in even increments, just 2 right here, and then fold in half. And then kind of arch the crimp so that they're facing upwards. And then just adjust the model to make sure everything fits a bit nicer. Alright, and there we have our baby dragon. I hope you had fun folding this, and in the meantime, have fun folding. Bye.